Imagine this for a moment. It's late at night. Your room is quiet, but inside your heart, there's a storm. You replay the same mistakes, the same temptations, the same moments you promised God it would be the last time. And you whisper something you whispered before. God, I failed again. Maybe you thought faith meant never struggling. Maybe you thought real believers never fall. But that's not the story God tells. Because the truth is, every soul on earth knows the battle between light and darkness. Even the ones who pray, even the ones who believe. That's why Jesus gave us a prayer. Not for the perfect, but for the struggling. A prayer for people who wake up every day trying again. A prayer for hearts that are tired of fighting alone. Our Father, not judge, Father, a Father who already knows your weakness and still calls you his child. And inside that prayer there's a cry that every human heart understands. Lead us not into temptation. Because sometimes the hardest battle is the one happening inside us. But the prayer doesn't end there. Deliver us from evil, meaning this: the same God who sees you fall is the same God who lifts you again. So tonight, if your soul feels weak, pray with me. I've been walking through valleys that Mount Design, chasing shadows that promise light. Every road that pulled me away left another scar in my face. I tried to silence the voice inside, the one that told me I couldn't hide. But mercy met me in the night, like a distant but faithful light. Our Father, hear my heart tonight. Your holy name, my guiding light. Let your kingdom rise in me. Break these chains and set me free. Give me strength, but just today, when my fragile heart might stray, and when temptation calls my name, Lord, deliver me again. I remember the weight of shame, every whisper that spoke my blame. But grace was louder than my fall, and love was waiting through it all. You saw the tears nobody knew, the silent prayers I never said to you. Still your mercy found my soul and began to make me whole. Give my heart tonight, your warning day, my guiding light. Let your kingdom rise in me. Break these chains and set me free. Give me strength for just today, when my fragile heart might stray. When temptation calls my name, Lord, deliver me again. For maybe tomorrow, the battle will still be there. Temptation may still whisper. Doubt may still knock at your door. But remember this: your Father never asked you to be perfect. He only asked you to keep coming back. So when you fall, pray again. When you feel weak, pray again. Because every time you whisper, Our Father, heaven listens. Well, every time you ask, deliver me from evil, grace begins moving towards you, step by step, until one day you realize the prayer that once came from a broken heart has become the strength that carries you forward. If you need prayer, feel free to share your name in the comments so we can pray for you. And if this worship is touching your heart and you'd like to help keep this ministry going, you can support us by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Thank you, and may God bless you. Maybe no one around you knows this version of you. The one who smiles in public, but feels empty in silence. The one who posts hope, but secretly fights battles no one sees. Because sometimes the hardest person to face is not the world, it's yourself. The version of you that made choices you regret. The version of you that walked away when you knew better. The version of you that promised God you would change and then fell again. And slowly, without noticing, you begin to feel like you're living in the shadow of who you were meant to be. You remember the dreams you once had, the faith that once burned brighter, the peace that once lived in your heart. But now it feels distant, like you're standing in the shadow of yourself. But listen carefully. God is not afraid of the version of you that you hide. Not the broken version, not the tired version, not the ashamed version. Because the truth is, God has always met people in the shadows. A shepherd boy hiding in fields, a runaway prophet inside a storm, a woman crying on the floor with a shattered past. And every time grace stepped into the darkness. So if you feel like you lost yourself somewhere along the way, maybe this moment is not the end of your story. Maybe it's the place where the guy begins bringing you back. I remember the fire inside my soul, when faith felt strong and hope felt whole. But somewhere down this winding road, I slowly lost what I once held close. Choices westward, soft and sweet, promises that time took its feet. And every step I walked on led me further from my home, into the shadow of myself I ran, trying to hide from who I am. But even there your voice still calls. Through every failure, through every fall, you never turned your eyes away. Even when I chose to stray in the darkness where I fell, found me there as well. I built my walls from guilt and shame, believing I was just my pain. But grace kept knocking at my door, like love I couldn't ignore. You saw the tears I tried to hide, the silent storms I kept inside. And slowly through the broken parts, you began restoring hearts. Into the shadow of myself I ran, trying to hide from who I am. But even there your voice still calls. Through every failure, through every fall, In the darkness where I fell, Christ found me there as well. And maybe tonight you recognize yourself in the story. Maybe you feel like the person you used to be is far behind you. Like hear this truth quietly resting in your soul. You are not the shadow of your mistakes. You are the child of a father who still calls your name. The road back to God does not begin with perfection. It begins with one honest step, one whispered prayer, one moment where you stop running from yourself and start walking back toward Him. Because even in the deepest shadows, grace still knows where to find you. There are moments in life when you feel completely lost. Not the kind of loss where you just don't know where to go, but the kind where you don't even recognize yourself anymore. You look back at the person you once were, the faith you once carried, the promises you once made to God, and you wonder, how did I get here? Sometimes it doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly. One compromise, one wrong step, one quiet decision to follow your own way instead of His. Until one day you wake up and your heart feels far from the place it once called home. But here's something beautiful about God. He has always been the one who searches for the lost. Like a shepherd walking through the night for one wandering sheep. Like a father scanning the road, waiting for his child to return. God does not wait for you to become perfect before He comes near. He moves toward the broken, toward the wandering, toward the tired hearts who think they've gone too far. Because mercy doesn't wait for you to find it. Mercy finds you. Sometimes in the middle of your lowest moment. Sometimes in the silence after your biggest mistake. And when it does, everything begins to change. I walked the road I thought was mine, chasing dreams that left me blind. Every promise slowly broke underneath the weight I chose. The world I built began to fall. Every answer felt so small. And in the silence of my fear, I felt the presence draw near. When mercy found me on that road, ran where my broken pieces show. Love spoke louder than my shame, and gently called me by my name. I thought my story ended there, buried deep in my despair. But grace stepped in and set me free. When mercy came and rescued me. I remember kneeling in the dust, holding nothing but trust. No strength to stand, no words to say, just tears that slowly found their way. Where heaven saw what I could not, a love that never once forgot. And in the ruins of my past, a brand new hope When mercy came and rescued me. Maybe you think mercy is something reserved for better people, stronger people, people who didn't fall as far as you did. But that's not how God's mercy works. Mercy was always meant for the lost, for the ones who feel unworthy, for the ones who thought they had ruined everything. Because the greatest stories of redemption never begin with perfection. They began with a moment where grace steps into the middle of your mess and whispers softly, "You're not finished." And maybe today, this moment, is the moment when mercy finds you too. There's a moment in life that many people never talk about. The moment when you realize you wandered farther than you ever intended to go. Not in a single day, not in a single decision. But slowly, life gets busy. The world gets louder. And little by little, the voice of God becomes quieter in your heart. Until one day, you notice the distance. You remember what it used to feel like to walk close with Him. The peace, the direction, the quiet certainty that you were not alone. But now your heart whispers a question you're afraid to ask. Can I still come back? Maybe you feel like you've wasted too much time. Maybe you think you've disappointed God too many times. Maybe shame has convinced you that the door is closed. But listen carefully, God has never closed the door. There has always been a father watching the road, a father who doesn't run away from his children, but runs toward them, a father who doesn't greet you with anger, but with open arms. The truth is this: God never stopped calling your name, even while you were far away. And the road back to Him is shorter than you think. Sometimes it begins with a single step. Sometimes it begins with a whisper. Father, I'm coming home. I walked 1,000 roads away, searching for another way. Every promise of the world left my weary heart unfurled. The further that I chose to roam, the more I felt I'd lost my home. But deep inside my restless soul, a quiet voice still called me close. I'm running back to the Father's arms, away from all my fear and scars. No longer lost, no longer found. His love remembers who we are. To every mile my heart had roamed, His mercy whispered, "Child, come home." And in His grace I finally see the Father still runs after me. I thought my past would block the door, like I'd have failed too many times before. But love was waiting on the road long before my heart turned home. No anger in his open hands, and only grace I couldn't understand. And every tear I carried long began to wash away my wrongs. I'm running back to the Father's arms, away from all my fear and scars. Don't know the lost no longer far. His love remembers who we are. To every mile my heart had roamed, His mercy whispered, "Child, come forth." And in His grace I finally see the Father still runs after me. If you're hearing this right now, maybe your heart knows something. Maybe there's a quiet pull inside you. Not guilt, not fear, but something deeper. The call of a Father who never stopped loving you. You may have walked far, you may have carried shame, you may think your story went too far off course, but heaven has always known this truth. The child who decides to return home will never find a locked door, only open arms. So if your heart is tired of running, stop, turn around, and take one step toward Him. Because the moment you do, you'll realize something beautiful. The Father was already running toward you. Slow man.